A number of businesses, especially manufacturers, retailers, and suppliers, are refusing to accept payment in local currency in preference for US dollars and cash, citing persistent volatility of the Zimbabwe dollar. The rejections by firms, among them a leading bread and biscuits maker, a furniture manufacturer, and fast moving consumer goods manufacturer that also produces soap, is likely to further dent confidence in the domestic currency barely 2 years since its reintroduction following a decade long hiatus. Fears abound if unrestrained. The down spiral in the Zimbabwe dollar may value may condemn the local currency to the same fate it suffered in early 2008, resulting in it being scrapped, prompting the adoption of multi-currency system anchored by the US dollar. Confederation of Retailers of Zimbabwe, or the CZR, President Denford Mutashu acknowledged the development, saying firms claim volatility and sliding confidence in the local unit was its growing rejection. Rejection of RTGS dollars is an issue that we have picked in the market. A number of suppliers and manufacturers have opted to deal only in cash and hard currency, and the concerns are around the instability of the local currency, he said. Mr. Mutashu said there's been a growing gap between the exchange rates for the RTGS dollars and cash, which has been putting unrelenting pressures on commodity prices in Zimbabwe, hence falling exchange rates and the resultant galloping inflation. Lack of adequate enforcement of rules and regulations by all critical players is complicity or regarded as complicity in what is happening, he said. Notably, though, this comes as the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, or the RBZ, has recently tightened the screws on financial institutions and mobile money operators to institute more stringent evaluation around know your customer principles in order to flush out speculators. Further, the Apex Bank has, in the meantime, put limits on the amount of transfers that depositors can move out of their bank accounts or mobile money wallets to reduce or foil transfers for purposes of money laundering and currency trading, which undermines the domestic currency. Of course, the fundamental issue is confidence because we need to apply efforts in restoration of confidence in the banking sector, especially relating to the local currency. There isn't appreciating confidence in the RTGS money or general currency in circulation. It's one scenario we picked after the introduction of the $10 notes, Mr. Mutasha said. From an exchange rate of $2.05 to the US dollar on reintroduction in February last year, the Zimbabwe's dollar's electronic version has plummeted to $65 against a greenback on the black market. The domestic currency assumes slightly varying rates depending on its form in cash, that its notes or coins and means of electronic transfer, namely Zipit, EcoCash, OneMoney, and Telecash, among others. Economist Professor Gift Muganu said while in combination of factors had caused the local currency to lose ground against the US dollar, its latest free fall was being fueled by a mad rush for value preservation by all. But he also noted that issues such as structural deformities of the economy, like lack of production, dependency on imports, limited forex generation capacity, excessive money supply growth, and inflation had conspired to pile exchange rate misery on the Zimbabwe dollar. And that's all for now. Thanks for tuning in.